This comment says, I think of stress as being bad, but then you mention your pup wanting to be in the car. Does excitement count as stress? And it's so funny about the timing of this because my friend and colleague Brave Boy Milo actually just did a great video on good stress, or what we call eustress. And in their video, they say you can check out Christina Spalding's book, The Stress Factor in Dogs, for more information. And I'd actually like to just read you a bit directly from the book. First, the definition of stress. This is from page 7 for anyone following along at home. Stress is a reaction to change. More specifically, stress is the body's response to a trigger which disrupts or potentially disrupts the status quo. Jumping to page 8. Stress itself is not bad. In fact, in many cases, stress and the stress response is beneficial and adaptive. Stress helps the body adjust to and cope with change. It helps animals to survive in moments of immediate threat. And now page 9. Let's really dive in to good stress. So Dr. Spalding says stress can also be subdivided based on whether it's beneficial, neutral, or harmful. The late Bruce McEwen at Rockefeller University was one of the leading researchers on the topic of stress. He divided stress into 3 categories: good stress, tolerable stress, and toxic stress. With good stress, an individual experiences a healthy challenge that can be a rewarding experience. It involves rising to a challenge, taking a risk, and feeling rewarded by an often positive outcome. And that's McEwen 2017. Good stress is often referred to as eustress. You can think of eustress as a form of stress that increases the animal's ability to interact effectively with their environment. And Dr. Spalding goes on to talk about how distress has gotten a ton of attention over the years, and eustress has gotten very little study, which tends to be a pattern in what we study in general. We tend to go for the deficits. The way I often explain this to my clients is, imagine that you have a dog who is doing something really arousing, like let's say agility, right? And I'm not a sports person, so sports people forgive me if some of this is not totally how agility works. But you've got your dog, right? And they're on their platform and they're ready to go, and they're ready to be tuned in and follow you and run the course, and they're going to use their fine motor skills, and they're going to be using their gross motor skills, and they have to be able to make really fast decisions, and they're paying attention to their handler. And that all requires good stress. But if the dog tips over that line of good stress, what we might say tips out of the green zone into that yellow zone, that stress is going to begin to interfere with their ability to do those things. It's not a right fit for the situation that the dog is in. And so that level of stress would then become maladaptive in that moment because it's interfering with the dog's ability to do the things. You can also think of a little kid that goes to a birthday party and the zoo and the aquarium and then has a meltdown.